Okay, so this is the first stage of what I'd like to call Kirris Chicken. I've chopped up some vegetables. You've got the peppers, courgettes, tomatoes in a bag. You got them lovely little mushrooms there. And then you've got the chicken in the pot. Cloves of garlic, which I've squeezed and put in to the pots. Ay, 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 ay. Stage 2 would be putting those vegetables in with the chicken. Okay, so before I do that, as you can see, I put in some seasoning. Just putting in the salt there. The seasoning comprises of everyday done rivers, a little bit more of the chopped garlic. You got thyme. I'm gonna put some hot sauce in mine. That one's for Claire's. This one's for mine. My one is gonna be a lot hotter than Claire's. So here we go. My hands are clean. Putting that in there, mixing it around. Boom. Done now. And then also the peppers go in there nicely like that. Job done. Okay, so join me in a bit. Okay, so everything's in there. Obviously the covers are on. Everything's nicely boiling inside of them pots. You do not need to add any oil, by the way. So the first bit is just putting the chicken and the onions in together and allowing it to boil for at least 20 minutes. And then adding all the rest in like you've just seen. Okay, so it's been boiling now for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to leave it for another 10. This, my friends, are called Scotch bonnets. They don't last long, so what I generally do is put them in the freezer. And it usually lasts for a good 2-3 weeks in the freezer. Otherwise it'll just last a couple of days. You defrost it, obviously a day before. Put it in the fridge day before. So when you're ready to cook, it looks something like that. And it's really, really hot. So you chop it up into fine pieces, as you'll see in a minute. And I'm going to add it into my pot. And just my pot. I'm going to add a few bits and pieces into Claire's pot. But obviously she doesn't like it as hot as mine. So I'm going to wash and add this in, which is the raw spinach. Nice spinach there, which will all be washed. I've already washed the tomatoes. Always wash your vegetables. And chopped it up nicely. You've got the mushrooms there now. Got the Scotch bonnet for me. The Scotch bonnet for Claire there. And secret ingredients as well, which I'm going to add in a bit later, is this baby. It's fantastic stuff, nice and hot. So I'm going to add a bit, mainly into my pot, a little bit into Claire's. And then, this meal always goes well with a little bit of wine. So remember when you're washing your raw spinach to add in a bit of salt to kill them bugs. And then just get it right in there. Wash it all. Repeat a few times as well. So obviously rinse just by taking it off like that. Adding some more water in as well as a bit more salt. Okay, stalk free, washed, ready to go. All in there. Pot lid will be opened and all of that will go in, Scotch bonnet included. So, boom. There we go. Nicely in. Nicely. Bit of that. Throw on top. These bad boys on top like that. And Scotch bonnet. Wow. There we go. Rock and roll. For me, because I like it extra hot as well, I'm going to put some of this in as well. So I'm going to open the top. Put some in there as well. Claire, she doesn't like it too hot. So going to repeat the same process, but only putting a tiny bit of Scotch bonnet in with no hot sauce. Lid's back on. Further 20 minutes of cooking. Right, so shall we see how the food is going on? So as you can see, I've done a bit of cleaning. You know, always important to do a bit of cleaning. And all of the stuff which you don't use, putting it in a bag, making sure you get ready to, you know, chuck it away. And here we go. Voila! Boom! That ain't bad. Still needs about another 20 minutes or so of cooking time. Yeah, maybe the fire could go down a bit. I'm going to turn that down. Alright. Looking good. What to go with it? I'm going to have some rice with mine. So, got some basmati rice. Making sure that you wash the rice. Do this a few times. Once you rinse the water out, what I usually do is just let the water overflow. Gets the starch out of the rice. There we go. Try not to waste any rice, could possibly help it. And just do that for a good half minute or so. I'm going to have it with sweet corn. Controversial times. Right, I'm going to add in some sugar. Not too much, just a little bit of sugar. I do. To both of them. Gives it a real nice flavour. Not sweet, but just nice. You know? And that really complements the actual dish in general. Now, it's time. Oh yes. Right, so a spoon, clean spoon obviously goes into this. And it gives it the nice curry texture and flavour that you need. Claire's one. Just not even that much, to be honest, just that would do. And then you mix that up. Changes the colour of it as well. So that'll be a nice hot dish for me. And a nice tasty dish for the other. As you can see, the rice is on. And I just put a little bit of butter in the rice with some salt. And it's, yeah, it's nearly done. So, it is done. There we go. Kirris chicken, rice and sweet corn, and the not so hot version right there. Pictures will follow.